Well, okay, it's taken about 4.5 hours to pitch everything. We've done the best we can. This is one of the first shelters that I ever got from MLD. This is the Super Tarp. This is a Cuban fiber one. Because this is the original black patch, as I call them. So the Cuban patching along this side gave way, so I've patched it up with dust duct tape, you know, because it's on its last leg, so I just used something, you know, simple, just quick and simple there, just so I could carry on using it mainly for this video. This is a Super Tarp. I do have various videos on this tarp. I got videos on everything, so you know, I'm not going to go into massive amount of detail. Really kind of the next thing across, as it were, and that's this one here. Now again, I would, with all of these, pitch them, you know, a little bit better, but this one, this is the Cuban fiber DCF Grace Duo, and I have videos on that. I have videos on everything. Moving along from the Duo, we have the Grace Solo. So this is the DCF Grace Solo. So far, this is the only black patch that I have that hasn't yet started to fail on any of the points. But then I've probably used this the least amount of times of all of my shelters, but it's actually a pretty decent it's a decent size, to be fair. You know, it might just be a solo, but you've got, you know, you've got a pretty decent amount of coverage under here. Obviously it's pitched off the ground quite a bit, but if you have a slightly lower pole, then you could probably put the prevailing wind side a little bit lower and then have that one over, you know, just so you've got a little bit of height here. But this is the Grace Solo. Next up we have the Pro Poncho, and again this is a similar size to the Grace Solo. You've probably got more space at the back of this. The Grace Solo potentially is narrower at the back. I'm not exactly sure of the sizing, but this does give quite a lot of coverage under here, as you can, hello, as you can see. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh. Oh, let's see. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. Oh, let's see. Come on, come around here. Over from that one, we've got this is the Nylon Monk Tarp. I've got this on this little pole thing here, but oh, let's see. So this is the Monk Tarp, and I've got the back pitched quite low, sides up a little bit, and then, you know, you've got a sitting up room here. If the weather, you know, wasn't too bad, you would certainly have, you know, plenty of room to lie down here with one bivy or another. you'd probably get away with one of the super light bivies under here. You know, as long as you know, I pictured a bit tighter than, you know, than I have, but you know, you'd probably get away with a super light bivy under here. So this is the Monk. Oh, let's see, come on. Oh. Okay. And then we're going to move down this way. This one's going to be a bit more difficult. I kind of ran out of poles. We kind of just had to make do with this very low pole. But you know, again, if the weather was very inclement, you could pitch it, you know, quite low, and you know, admittedly you're not going to be able to do, you know, a huge amount under here, but you know, you are at the very least, you know, covered and protected. I would pitch it a bit higher if I had a longer pole, but you know, if the weather was very bad and you needed cover, then you've got this one. So this is the Monk DCF, and then last but not least, this one's not available anymore. All the others I think are still made. I think everything else is still made. Oh, good girl. It's a little bit of an effort now, isn't it? All right, good girl. And then this one, I've pitched this very roughly because I sort of was running out of everything really. So Lassie's gone underneath there for us, so Lassie can demonstrate the DCF Poncho. It's the discontinued DCF Poncho. Now, making things up around the edges, seal nylon based full head net bivy. So obviously you'd have to use this undercover, but this one has, you know, a full head net. It's obviously not waterproof, but you know, it'll help with the drippy drips, and then you get a little bungee thing there just to keep it off your head. If we work our way up, okay, so let's go to this one. This is probably one of my older ones. This is one of the original ones I got. So again, this is pretty much exactly the same as that one. This is just a medium size. I think that one's large. I would recommend large in these, generally speaking. So this is a medium DCF base, large head net. And then this one, this is an extra large. And this is a half head net in there. So that gives even more protection and more warmth as well. So that's the half head net extra large DCF. This is the bug bivy. So this would go under a tarp, kind of like that. Zip across the top, and then you get inside and do the zip up, and you've got quite a lot of room in this one. You know, you've got a water resistant-ish back to it, and a water resistant-ish front to it, you know, to help drips and things like that. And then obviously, you know, a water resistant edge all the way around, all the way back over here. And this is one of the original bug bivies. So pretty much the same, except this one, this has a flat base. It doesn't even have a bathtub. This is a flat base, zip across the top, you know, and just full mesh all the way around. We're heading over to the TrailStar department. So we've done everything here. Just before we get to the TrailStar department, this is the TrailStar inner. So you would attach that under the TrailStar. It's shaped, you know, to fit under the TrailStar, either at the front or you could put it at the back. So that's the TrailStar inner. So this is the FKT bivy here, and we did a video on this one. So again, this was a recent video. This is the one with one zip across the top. This is waterproof, and then we may as well do this bivy, and then we've finished the bivy department. This is the Sol Event bivy, and this one has a zip that goes all the way around with a mesh cover in it. I thought I heard you barking. Look at barking at the tractor. Now we're at the TrailStar. Now we're at the Trailhead TrailStar department. This one here, this is the original Seal Nylon TrailStar. So if you see Chris Townsend using his TrailStar, then his is exactly the same version as this one here. So this is the first version of the Seal Nylon TrailStar. We have got the second generation of the Seal Nylon TrailStar. If there's anything, you know, really specific that you want on any of these that I haven't done already, or an update, you know, obviously let me know. I'm very limited for, you know, how much I can do, you know, here. And it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger than the first generation. There's not a huge amount in it, but it's a little bit bigger. And then we come up here, and this is the Seal Poly TrailStar. Again, I've only pitched things, you know, fairly loosely, just so we get to see them. Are you hiding under there, are you? Are you hiding under there? Are you having fun under there? Well, we'll do some more and then we'll come and see you in a minute, little lassie. Oh, lassie. Oh. Okay. All right, let's carry on with the TrailStars because we haven't finished. So the Tarps and the Bivies, for the most part, made up the TrailStars here, and these two Bivies are making up part of the L, and then these two TrailStars here are making up the bottom part of the L. So this is the second generation TrailStar. So this is the white patch one, which has these white patches on it. I do have the black patch as well. That was the first one. I didn't pitch that one. But so that's the white patch Cuban fibre TrailStar. People do sometimes ask my thoughts on the TrailStars and which to get. I really do recommend that you stick with nylon or the poly. The Cuban ones, they are very good and very light. But they, you know, they can be fiddly to, they can be quite fiddly to pitch. So this is the latest. I've had this one a while now, but this is the newer generation of Cuban fibre DCF TrailStar. This has the DCF patches on it. And then we come over here. Now I will say straight up, the SuperMid is pitched very badly because I just had to grab the longest pole that I had because I used every other pole. And of course you have to remember, when you have a very long pole, you need very long lines, because if your line was longer, then it would get tighter. It's only because the pole is just simply, you know, too long for it. But that's the DCF. This is an earlier version, DCF SuperMid. That's an absolute beast. I did have the early version of the nylon, the still nylon SuperMid, but I don't know whether I sold it or not. I don't know why I would have done, and if I did, I shouldn't have done. But I don't seem to have that one. But like I said, it's pitched badly because the pole's too long. So if you have a problem like this flappy business going on, then that is indicative of your pole being too long. So you either need to shorten your pole or get very long lines. You see, if I had extra long lines coming out, then that would be pitched perfectly. We'll just cover this one here as we're passing. So this is also one of my very early tarps that I got. This is a dog tarp. It's literally just about 4 feet square nylon, still nylon tarp there. We'll have a look at the inners in a minute. Third ever wild camp on Dartmoor was in this back in the day. It's on its last legs now, and this one I've had to patch up with tape as well. But this is the, oh, and that one down there is going as well. But this is the DuoMid. So that corner there I've taped up. That corner there I've taped up. This corner here, poor thing, was okay. But clearly that is no longer okay. You can see I put a tiny bit of tape down there because there was a small mark, you know, a small thing, but that's given up the ghost. This one's giving up the ghost there. So if you do get Cuban fibre, DCF, you know, you do have to understand and expect that it's not going to last, you know, as long as regular, you know, poly nylon. You know, it just won't last as long. But the newer generations, I do believe, you know, are much better and longer lasting than, you know, than the older generations. But this one, this is my second, like I said, my very first camp, my very first camp 12 years ago was in, I did cheat and I took a Hillyberg. The second camp that I ever did was in that TrailStar. And then the third camp I ever did was in this one. I can't remember what I used after that. Here we have this one. This is the newer version, so it's got the new beak, but this is nylon. So this is a still nylon DuoMid XL. So this is a DuoMid XL, and again I would normally pitch it, you know, clearly I would pitch it tighter and stronger. It's just really to give you a general idea. This is the Omni pole that Ron sells. He did send this one to me. So I've not used it. This is the first time I've used it. I think in calm weather or in undercover, you know, in a forest or something, I think it would be decent. So this is the Omni pole here that they sell, and this is inside the DuoMid XL, and you can see there's loads of room in here. This is a really nice shelter. It's the perfect combination between the SuperMid and the DuoMid. This is very nice for winter. You'll often see Chris Townsend using his in the Cairngorms in the winter when it's not too rough up there. Cricket, again, because of a lack of poles, I've pegged it like this. But really, I think this is as good a way to use this as any, to be honest. If you move that pole just ever so slightly forward, again, it needs pitching better. But if you move that pole slightly forward, then you've got, you know, you've got a nice bit of space under here. It's very light and it's very easy to pitch. And this is the SoloMid XL, you know, and if you prefer a door, then, you know, this is also, I mean, it is, you know, it's a solo. Obviously you're close to the sides and everything, but, you know, this is also a very nice shelter. And what I like with these shelters over that Durston XMid is that all of my porch space is here and it's under cover and it's properly accessible. You know, I can get to everything that I want to. I haven't got mesh inners, you know, in the way or anything. I can get to everything. And if you do use the MLD inner, it undoes properly so that you can access all of the porch. I haven't pegged it at all properly. I'm just so short of pegs and poles. I've just about managed to, but you know, this is just so big because you've got so much room, you know, back here. And then, you know, obviously you've got all of that space over there for putting all your clobber and everything. You can easily get two people, you know, you can easily get two people in there one way or the other. It's probably quite cozy for two, but it's certainly doable. This has the old T-zip on it as well before he changed the zipping. So this is the inner for the SuperMid, and it should also fit in the DuoMid XL. I think it should fit in both. This is the original inner that Ron did. This is the inner for the DuoMid and also SoloMid XL. It would fit in there, I'm pretty sure. But that's the original version. I had the zip put on my side because I'm cat-handed. And then this is the new inner with that rounded zip on it, you know, and I think most of us generally prefer the T-zip, but this one's probably just easier to make, I expect. But that's the new inner, and that also fits SoloMid XL and the DuoMid. And as you can see, you know, it's a little bit wider, quite a bit wider really than the, you know, than the original version over there. And that is a look around every single shelter that MLD currently make.